Hi, okay, so I'm here to discuss my new student dialogue experience at Clemson. And well, first off, the topic of mine was I'm sexy and I know it, and it kind of went over like what we is considered traditionally beautiful and what's in the media is beautiful as compared to what we think is beautiful. And I personally don't really think that we achieved true dialogue. There was two people who were really willing to share. Um, One boy shared a lot. I think that was just to hear his own voice though. And then another girl was very talkative, and I think that was just because she didn't want to deal with like the awkward not talking, and she had friends there, so she was probably very confident and just throwing out random answers. So other than that, there was very little like true sharing. Most people were pretty reserved in especially personal experiences. I don't think there's any of those, but like for general questions, like only a few people would open up about those, and that was just kind of to get the silence away. And so yeah, very little sharing. And as far as my role, I was one of those people who would throw out general answers just to get the quiet gone because it made me uncomfortable. Like again, nothing personal, just like if they asked a question like, will someone read this out loud? Like I'd do that, stuff like that. So nothing in depth. I didn't think it was true dialogue. We didn't really get into personal experiences. We didn't really discuss our ideas or opinions that much. It was a little bit uncomfortable, but I can see how why it's part of the CU 1000 requirements, because I personally think dialogues can be a lot of fun when, especially with new people, when you're like learning new experiences and stuff, but it's not generally right off the bat like that. To make it better, I think they could have I think it should be by floor, because then you like know the people you're with, so you're more comfortable sharing. And also, it's a smaller group. Like with that big of a group, there's not going to be much dialogue. You can't have a dialogue between like 30 people, which was what every group size was. And so if it was just between people on your floor, I think you'd know them better, even if you don't you don't know them very well, so you still have the like opportunity to like learn about other people's experiences and stuff, but they are people you live with, so you're not going to be like shy and awkward about opening up. You're more comfortable about it. And so those are two things that I think would have been really neat to make this process better, because I think dialogues can be very cool. They add a lot of insight to life. They like develop your ideas. Me and my friends used to have little arguments, not really arguments, but like discussions all the time, discussing like our personal experiences, and seeing other people's views on things can be really interesting, and they can affect your own views. So if some of those changes were made, I think it would have gone over better. I think there would have been more sharing, because I was looking forward to it. I it, I was looking forward to having the dialogue experience, which I don't really think I had. Again, not a lot of dialogue. And so then as far as the subject goes, we barely really touched on that. We spent like an hour discussing what a dialogue was, and that hour could have been spent maybe like getting to know each other, which might have helped the flow more, or like opening up more. And again, I think they should have broken it into smaller groups. Like they did at one point put us in groups of 2, which was the most talking anyone did. But like that's not like that much flow when it's just 2 people. Like I think groups of like 5 would have been really nice. That would have been really interesting, because I really only got one other person's view and they only got my view. And so it wasn't really dialogue. It was just kind of one-on-one talking. Well, I guess that's dialogue, but still not like you're not getting a bunch of different opinions, which I wish we would have had, because especially like views like religion, the person I talked to, we were very different, and I wonder what other people in that room had thought, because we were completely opposite when it came to religion. And so yeah, that was the only time we really talked. It was one-on-one. And then I guess the last half hour is what we really spent talking about I'm sexy and I know it. And it was, like I said, it kind of, we opened up about what we think is beautiful because of the media. And I don't really think that helped me much, because like they were all saying how everything we see in the media is what we consider beautiful, and I kind of already have like a warped sense of what's beautiful. I don't like really think traditional is beautiful. I find beauty more in like uniqueness and stuff, and I mean, I would have thrown that out there because that kind of seemed like what people were getting at. They were saying how, like, we have this set view of, like, classic blonde-haired, blue-eyed beauty just because of the media, and I'm like, yeah, that's beautiful, like, but it's attractive. I think what just truly beautiful is, like, uniqueness and being different, like, to an extent. Like, someone who's unique and out there and different is much more beautiful than, like, a plain, like, supermodel that you see on a cover of a magazine. Like, you see so many of those. I'd rather see something, like, unique and beautiful. And I guess that was kind of touched on, not much. Like I said, we only had, like, a half hour actually discussing that. So, yeah, I didn't get that much out of this student dialogue, but I wish I could have, because dialogues can be a lot of fun.